time our daughter was sitting there in, I don't know what class, science, I think, yeah. And they're building construction, a new house with a DADU across the street and an ADU. And the teacher was like, that's just one really big house. And she goes, no, that's not one really big house. It's a big house plus an ADU plus a DADU. And she's like, what? And she looks at her like, how do you know what you're talking about? And then she like explained the whole thing to her.
Welcome to the Our Family Invest podcast, where we explore what happens when family, purpose, and entrepreneurship align. I'm Mike, a former Maui firefighter who reached financial freedom in just 5 years through real estate investing.
And I'm Caroline, a Maui-based realtor here to educate, empower, and elevate my clients to make smart real estate moves, whether right here at home or through my nationwide network.
Together, we're chasing our full potential as individuals, as a couple, and as a family. We're here to build a life that matters. And each week we share the stories of couples who inspire us to love harder, dream bigger, and grow bolder. So join us and let's learn, share, and grow together. Today's guests are a real estate power couple, podcast hosts, house hackers, parents of 3, and apparently they live in a musical. Yep, at any moment their kids might just burst into song or dance, but behind all this is a love story, a lot of hustle, and a family-first approach to wealth and legacy. Christian and Shannon Nossum are the duo behind the awesome NOSSUM Group, one of Seattle's top real estate teams. From flipping homes to building DADUs to raising kids who are already dreaming of investment projects, these two are showing what it takes to build together. All right, guys, we are super excited to have you both here today. And I want to dive into all of that. But first, I want to know who each of you are at your core. But I want you to answer for each other. So if I were to ask you, Christian, who is the Shannon that only you know, what would you say? And then Shannon, maybe you can answer and tell us who is the Christian that you know on a lazy Sunday morning.
I don't think there are lazy Sunday mornings in our house, but so the Shannon that I know is extremely hardworking. She will sacrifice her own well-being to take care of everyone and anyone else, and also is a complete goofball. So it's a fantastic combination of traits that I absolutely love and have loved since the moment we met.
Wow.
So cute.
I did not practice that either. I didn't even know that was a question.
Wow,
So
impressive.
That's so good.
Yeah.
The Christian that I know is also very hardworking. He'll stay up till midnight on his computer. I'm like, go to bed. You got to go to bed.
I'm just looking at fantasy football.
No, you're not. He is honestly the funniest person and so quick-witted and such a good dad and like teaching the kids life lessons. He will find a life lesson in literally everything humanly possible.
Our son reminded me of this fact yesterday. He's like, Dad, not everything has to be a life lesson.
That's the Christian I know. He loves baseball. If he's going to try on a new outfit, he's going to try to see if his batting swing will work.
That's how I know.
Outfit.
Nice.
That's how he knows if it's a good
Is
outfit.
it loose enough? Is it too tight?
That's so good.
Yeah.
When you pretend bat, it's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Did you meet at working for the Mariners? Is that
Yeah.
right? So I want to go back to that actually. And what was that moment like when you crossed paths or when you first noticed each other?
So
we worked together, but Christian was kind of my boss a little bit. He was a little bit superior to me. So the first time thank you.
Was.
Later. I will beat him up later. The first time I ever remember him was I was working and he was the one who told me I could leave at the end of the day. Like he was the one, okay, you can go home now. And so I always liked him because when he would come over, I was like, oh, good, I get to go home. And so that's like my first memory of working together.
yeah, my first memory is you trying to set me up with your roommate, who I had zero interest in. But I was like, hey, you're kind of cool. And I've never really talked to you before. Let me show you the sunset. Follow me. That's what I did. That was my move with her, was
Nice.
take her up to the 300 level of the stadium when the sun was setting. And it just happened. I don't know why it worked, but it worked.
Yeah. And then my roommate said, I think you like him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And then later on, like a couple of our coworkers said, you guys are going to get married. And when you do, you have to invite us to your wedding. Wow. And so they come to our wedding.
Wow.
Were they still your coworkers when you got married?
No, we probably hadn't even really hung out with them for a good 5-7 years.
Oh,
Took me a
wow.
long time to propose.
Okay, so we won't jump to the proposal, but what was your first date? Other than walking up the stadium steps.
So we were very broke, so we didn't go on real dates. So we don't really remember. The first time we really hung out was going to, was it like a softball game?
Yeah,
like a team building thing for work.
A work Mariner softball game.
And he drove me there, and I lost my phone that day somehow. And I asked our boss, like, hey, Christian drove me. Can I have his number? And my boss like, sure, you lost your phone. Sure, yeah, right. I actually did lose my phone. But that was kind of the,
Yeah, so how were you going to call him when you lost your phone?
Yeah, exactly. How did you magically call me without a phone?
This is the era of landlines existing.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
I see.
That's right.
So you lost your landline.
No, I remember she had like a.
This is back in the 1900s.
Was it like a? Was it a razor?
Yeah, it was like a flip.
Oh, the Razor flip phones. Those were the best.
Those are good.
Yeah.
So you guys seemed like you had chemistry from early on. Were you guys both always aligned with your vision for your future and for your family?
No,
I was. She wasn't. I knew where I was going. She had a different.
Christian is on fire today. Love it.
Yeah.
I tell no lies.
I would say our family, but as far as like business, entrepreneurial things, no.
Well, early on, you were going down the lawyer path, and she did become a lawyer, and she technically is still an attorney, but you don't practice.
I was very like save money, 9 to 5, like just your classic, ideal life with the picket fence and the kids, and you don't do anything crazy, right? You go on a vacation or 2 a year and that's it. And Christian always had this kind of entrepreneurial spirit that I eventually caught the wave.
So my older brother, he's 5.5 years older, and he taught me a lot about life, of what to do and not to do. And he always had a bookshelf full of cool, like investing, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and all the self-help books early on, 30 years ago, whatever those were, Stephen Covey books and random things like that. And so I would look at what he's doing and I go, well, that looks like a cool book. What is that? And then I would just steal it off his bookshelf and read it. And so even early on, as like a 10-year-old, I was weird as a kid, and I had a paper route and a regular lawn mowing route that I would do. And
it's not weird. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I was unique in that sense. And I was always doing those types of things, trying to earn money. And I had, like the flyer that was taped or stapled to the telephone pole with the pull off the phone number if you need a handyman or odd job type of thing. And I would do that stuff all the time as an early 10, 12-year-old.
Wow. Were you also a spender, or were you intentionally saving for something?
I would always have, I would take the Sunday paper and I would cut out the thing I wanted, and I would tape it to like a piece of paper. It was like a dream
vision board.
Vision board. Yeah. But I didn't know that's what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. Wow. And then I would save up and then I would buy it. So I wanted a TV in my room. So I saved up, I bought that. And then I was like, well, if I have a TV, then I need a Sega Genesis. So then I saved up and I bought that. Duh. Then I was like, well, now I need the games to go with it. So then I needed the controller. So I would just, save up and I'd buy whatever I wanted. And I want this cool new bike because that's the only way I get around. So I'd save up and buy that. So
long story short, we're glad that you met Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are both entrepreneurial, right? You've known each other, you've worked together for a decade, and you still like each other, which is great. Yeah. You brought kids into the journey, literally. Let's talk about how you made that shift, because I know you were an agent, Christian, and how did you go from agent to investor, and what sparked that move, and was it worth it?
Yeah, so I became an agent in January of 2005. I'm still an agent today, so 20 plus years later. And I bought my first house 6 months after I became an agent.
Wow.
Which I had no money. There was no reason I should have bought a house, but it was 2005 and anyone could get a loan for any amount. You didn't even have to have a job or cash.
Yeah.
So
I bought one in '05 with all those traits, actually.
Yeah.
What we bought, though, what I bought is I bought a duplex, and it was a 2-bedroom upstairs apartment and a 7-bedroom downstairs apartment.
Whoa.
Right near the University of Washington. And so there were already tenants in the downstairs 7-bedroom apartment. Their rent was $250, their rent paid for the mortgage plus $250 a month. So it was, at that point, I was not spending that much. So I was almost financially free for the first house I ever bought.
That's incredible.
Which is insane because we just didn't spend much money.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been investors like the whole entire time.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that was 20 years ago. So we've been investing. What we haven't been doing, though, until the last 3-4 years is the active flips, new builds. So we've been, okay with the long-term holds. And I think we always were on that page. But the more active investing we didn't start doing until recently.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we
makes sense.
do the active investing in order to get big chunks of money to buy more long-term holds so that we can become financially independent.
Yep. Totally. So I want to peel back your business a little bit here, because I know you do a lot with the DADUs out there. And for those who aren't familiar, a DADU is basically a detached ADU, right? Yeah, exactly. Accessory dwelling unit. And I know that where you guys live up in Seattle and Washington, it's become very easy to put a DADU on a property and really add a lot of value, right? So is that a big part of what you're doing now, or what is, let's take a peek inside your business. What do you guys all do today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have our long-term holds, which are all
student rentals,
kind of big houses with lots of bedrooms near University of Washington. Then we also have a triplex in Maui, which has long-term tenants in 2 of the units. And then the active investing that we're doing is primarily the DADU concept. So what we do is we buy a single family home. Ideally, the front house, the house that exists, needs some work. So we fix that, and then we build a detached unit in the backyard, and then we condo them off and we sell them separately. So that's kind of the concept that we're doing. Occasionally we'll do a flip here or there that does not have the DADU aspect, but that's not kind of our ideal purchase. And so we love doing, I would love to just do the ADU DADU part and not the flip, because it's so much easier, especially where we are. They've kind of created these laws that allow you to do this and not have to go through certain parts of the permit process, or even splitting the lot. Doing the condo part is so easy compared
just
to
paperwork. It's simple.
Yeah, really? It's paperwork. And so to get a permit for that, it's a couple months.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's so fast. It's really expedited. And they have certain plans that they've kind of pre-approved, saying, if you want to just plop this plan down, we'll let you do this pretty fast. So it's working.
Approximately how big are the lot sizes when you're condoing them off?
So usually when we first buy it, it's about 6,000 square feet. I'd say it is
give or take 1,000
give or
square
take.
feet.
We've done smaller, we've done bigger. And so they usually get split pretty evenly between the two.
Yeah.
So each one gets around 3,000.
And people, there's a market for people buying that half of the property. Wow.
Yeah.
And then
if you compare it to what the alternative is, like buying new construction, generally a new construction house in Seattle is going to be close to 3,000 to 4,000 square feet. Like, they're not building a lot of small homes. They're going as big as they can. And so that's a $2 to $3 million house, if not more, depending on the neighborhood. So if they're building something smaller, it's going to be most of the time like a townhouse. You got shared walls.
Yeah.
And that's, in comparison, for about the same price, they could get a detached unit with no shared walls and a yard that's not big, but not small.
Yeah. And less floors. Because usually the ADUs are only 2 floors versus townhouse can often be
3 stories.
3.
I see. So are you doing live aboves, like build a garage and then a living space above, or is it all in? Okay.
No, it looks literally just like a house.
Really?
Yeah. And it's 3 bed, 2.5 bath with a garage attached.
Amazing.
Not counting the square footage of the garage, the house, it's actually just under 1,100 square feet, but it's really efficient. really efficient.
3 bedrooms upstairs, primary with ensuite and another bathroom. Like it's
separate
just
laundry room
upstairs. They're just laid out really, really well, and just don't waste any space.
And we can't take credit for that floor plan. We just pay the architect that created it.
But you keep using that same floor plan where you can, right? I mean, I think that's a nice thing about investing in real estate, that the more successful people that we see are not trying to do fancy and, extravagant things. They are replicating a process. And when you can replicate a process over and over and keep those systems in place, that's how you get crazy growth, crazy
scale. Yeah. Like, so much easier. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So just the hardest part is finding the land to build these on. That's by far the hardest part, because everyone and their mom wants to do it at this point. So, that's the hardest part.
But luckily you're an agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get first peek at what's coming to market.
Exactly. And you can market your own, which is great. So, so you've shared how your kids are actually into what you're doing, especially your older kids, into the building and the flipping. How did you intentionally get them involved? And have you noticed any sort of like growth impact or the conversations that you have? Yeah.
So we just drag them along with us every single time we go to our projects. And we tell them what's going on, and then we quiz them on what changed from the last time we were there to this time. I remember it was the very first DADU that we built. I walked it with, she must have been four or five at that time. I walked her through, and we went to a bathroom that it was just framed. It wasn't plumbed. Well, no, it was kind of plumbed. Like you could tell where the toilet was, and then there was stuff in the wall where the tub and the sink would have gone. And I just pointed at something. I go, "What is that?" And she looks around and she goes, "That's got to be the toilet." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Okay, well, what's that next to it?" She goes, "That's got to be the sink." And I go, "Are you sure?" And she goes, "No, that's the tub." And I go, "Yeah." And then she goes, "That's the sink." And she's just pointing things out, like 4 or 5 years old.
That's incredible.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just super fun to watch them grow and learn. And I remember we did a flip last summer, and we had she was 13 at the time, but we had her walk contractors through as we were interviewing contractors and explain the entire scope. And I was standing there in the background, not saying a single word. And the contractor's like, "What the hell is this little 12-year-old girl?"
Yeah, she's like, "Okay, we're eliminating this wall, and we're going to put this over here, and this is where this is going." And, she was just telling them, like, "All right, we want cans right here and right here." And she, she was really interested in getting involved. But I think the key is we talk in front of them about what we're doing often, and they're interested, right? It's this is why there are shows on HGTV, because people like to see the transition, right? It's entertaining to see how it looks like this and then it looks like that. And so I think they're always like, "Oh, what are you doing over here? What is that going to look like?" And they want to see the design and they want to be involved. And also on car rides, we like to play a lot of audiobooks that they don't really choose, but
we're going
to listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad while we're driving on this 2-hour drive. And so they're just even like getting some of these ideas in their brain. And so I've noticed them spotting opportunities too when we're driving around, like, "Oh, look, that house has, a really big yard and it's street facing. Like that would be a really good opportunity house. And you could put a DADU there." And so they're like spotting the chance to do something with a project.
Hey family, real quick. If you'd rather watch your content, head over to Our Family Invests on YouTube. You'll find this episode and all our episodes over there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your takeaways in the comments. Now, back to the show.
It's also funny to hear them come home from school and they're teaching their teachers about real estate in school.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
One time our daughter was sitting there in, I don't know what class, science, I think. Yeah. And they're building construction, a new house with a DADU across the street and an ADU. And the teacher was like, "Oh," it's just like offhanded comment, "I think that's I don't know, that's just one really big house." And she goes, "No, that's not one really big house. It's a big house plus an ADU plus a DADU." And she's like, what? And she looks at her like, how do you know what you're talking about? And then she like explained the whole thing to her.
No way.
It was really funny.
She was criticizing their paint choices. She's like, no, they shouldn't paint them all the same color. It looks like a development. They really should paint those different colors, complementing colors, so it looks like their own house.
I love that. And very smart.
Yeah.
They're very into it. They're very into it.
That's so good. What's been the hardest part about mixing business and marriage?
When things aren't going well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know why it's hard to work with your spouse. I don't think it's that hard.
I don't either.
I think it's very similar to running a family, right? There's financial aspects, there's coordinating, there's you're going to do this job and I'm going to do this job. It doesn't feel very different working together versus running a household together.
Yeah.
But I think the hard part comes when an event happens or you're sick or you're traveling, because it's happening to the whole family, right? So if something bad is going on, or if you're all have the flu, that's when stuff starts to like hit the fan and nobody's there to pick it up because you're all experiencing that hard moment. Or when one of us messes up, that really sucks.
Yep.
Like, oh, I messed up, or he's like, I did this. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to do that. And we, and then we get to have a conversation. Like,
we get to have a conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so fun to have.
Yeah. So fun. But we did get a tip too of like having those conversations when you're going for a walk means both of you are moving forward. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but I did like that. It's way less confrontational. And that's why you have hard conversations often in the car because you're side by side versus, and you're still moving forward. Yeah. Face to face. Okay. So business, home, intertwined. How do you keep space for mental clarity or family time?
Travel a lot. That's where we get a lot of clarity. Like going to Maui, like for whatever reason, it's always a lot clearer. Things seem to get more clarity there. And I think part of it is like our house, we just have so much stuff and all the kids have all their books and toys and all that. When we go to Maui, it's pretty minimal. And so having much less clutter is super helpful. And then traveling and seeing different parts of the world. Like on Sunday, we're going to Europe for 3 weeks, and it's going to be great to just get the kids to experience other parts of the world. On credit card points. Thank you, real estate. Yes, exactly. Nice. Different houses on using different credit cards and
love it.
Using those points for business class seats to fly.
I love it.
Yes.
Great. That's so good.
Yeah.
So you guys, I mean, you have a really great outlook on a lot of things, and it sounds like your kids are very involved in what you do too. How do you let them be kids, but also teach them about money and entrepreneurship and all that?
I mean, I am just a big kid, so it's pretty easy. Our house is pretty goofy. Our kids are so busy with their own stuff that I think they get a lot of their own like activities because they all love like sports. They all love the arts. So they spend like a lot of their time doing those like fun kid stuff. One thing we do that really helps, because when you're at home, we don't do a lot of TV if we can help it. So we've learned, or we talked to them about, if we leave these books out that are like self-help or educational, and if they read it and we can kind of quiz them and know that they actually comprehended what it said, then we'll give them $20. Yeah. And so we just bought How to Win Friends and Influence People. We've already read that, but we were in Malibu for the Fit and Fab like end of challenge meetup, and we went to some coffee shop to get food and drinks and stuff. And they also had a little bookstore, and that was in there. And I was like, oh, I'll read this on the plane. I could use a refresher on this. And so we got back, put it on the coffee table, and our 7-year-old picks it up, and she's been reading it. Amazing. And I'm like, this is so cool. So it's like amazing what happens when you just leave it out, you know, because they get bored and they just start picking stuff up. And so you don't, hopefully they pick something up that. And they're modeling what we're doing. So we're sitting there and we're reading it, and they're like, oh, that's cool. I want to be cool and read like my parents because my parents are cool.
I'd like to hear their take on that.
Cool, but maybe the 7-year-old.
What's something you wish more couples knew when they were getting started on the entrepreneurial journey, especially together?
I mean, I love it. I can't imagine not doing it, not working together with my spouse, with Shannon, because it's so much more fun. you always know, like, I don't have to explain anything really. She's like, okay, yeah, you got to do that. And that makes sense. Like, versus like trying to figure out, like, you get home from work and you're like, oh, we got this going on and that going on. And it's, I don't know. It's just
I would say
so much more streamlined.
Working with your spouse gets a really bad rap.
And I don't get
And I think for some people it doesn't work, but I think it does work for a lot of people. And I think it's easier to balance your family when you work together. Because like he was saying, he used to be an agent and he was really busy and I did not work with him. And he would say, well, I have to go do this. And it was like, oh, but I need you here because X, Y, Z. And now he's like, I have to go do this. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly why you have to do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's much easier to weigh the pros and cons of who has to do what and how we do it and who does it. Like, just so much easier.
So I just say, don't be afraid, and just intense communication, lots of communication. And I think that's how to make it smooth. Yeah. Just continue talking and share what you're doing, why, and communicate clearly about what each of you needs to do.
Yeah. It becomes a lot easier, especially when you're working towards an aligned goal, right? And so if you see the process and the systems and you know, oh, Christian has to do this because of this, then you can fill in where needed, pick up the slack, right?
Yeah. And we also have very complementing skill sets. I am not good at a lot of things, but she just happens to be really good at all of those things that I suck at.
And I'm really bad at the things I'm super bad at. He's great at. Like, you can spin me around in a parking lot and I'm lost. And he's like, oh, I know exactly which street this is, you know?
Yeah.
He goes, south-facing.
South-facing, yeah. Where is that, Shan?
Yeah.
That's so good. So you guys, you mentioned before the fit and fab, and that's, I love having, routines and, habits that we build into our lives that help us progress as individuals and as a couple and as a team. Do you have, other habits and routines that you guys have put into place that have that you've seen really amplify your personal journeys?
I would say the Wednesday date night. So we always have a date every Wednesday. We say always. We always have a nanny or a babysitter.
The opportunity to have a date.
Generally, we probably get maybe 2 a month in reality because we have other things going on that we just can't move. Sure. But the fact that it's always there, always scheduled, and we try to do it no matter what.
Yeah. We've had that for years and years. I think that's huge. Just have somebody scheduled one day a week. That's the day. So if you want to make a reservation, that's the day, know that's the time. Yeah. I would say like you guys said, walking. After we started Fit Fab, we started walking way more, and we found that to be a really powerful tool to just talk about work and not feel like it's wasteful almost. Sometimes when you're sitting and you're talking, it feels like we really should be doing something else.
I should be being active about doing something.
Get something done. Whereas if you're walking and you're talking about it, it doesn't feel like such a,
Well, and you're clocking steps, so you aren't wasting time.
Exactly. So you got to get those 10,000 steps a day.
I would say the other thing that we, as a family, and you and I are really, really good at, that's really helped us streamline our life and our business, is our calendars are really locked in. Mm-hmm. So from day one, we've always done this. Like, if Christian has an appointment, he puts it in the calendar and he invites me, and I know he's going to be gone from this time to this time. Yeah. And then, like, if the kid has a birthday party they need to go to, I put that in the calendar, and I also set a reminder that we need to get a present. And who's going to do that? Like, some of these things, we also, now that our kids have like phones or Apple Watches and stuff, we started inviting them to their own activities. So
then they take some responsibility as well.
That's a good idea.
And then asking them, when we get the sports schedule, we're like, you need to add us to these. You need to put this in, and you need to add us. And so we've always been extremely regimented about our calendar. And so if you were to ask me like, oh, can we do this on whatever day? I'm like, yes. I don't really need to even ask Christian. Like, I know if the calendar's free, we're good. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really helpful.
You don't always put the right duration of time.
Okay. I have one. I would say there is only a small error.
Everything is an hour long, no matter how long it is.
It needs to be 3 hours, but it's fine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, people oriented here.
Yeah.
Movie we can save for an hour.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like it.
Oh man. All right. So we're going to start lightening it up so we can be respectful of your time, because I know you only got us for an hour here. But who are 3 people, books, or places that inspire you?
I would say Maui. I said that earlier for clarity, but it's always just, you guys know, you're there. You're always there. But it's just an amazing place. It is just special. So that is always inspiring being there, because it also means that we're slowing down and we're generally there either with the whole family or just us, or sometimes we invite, like I'll go on a guy's trip or she'll go on a girl's trip. And every time we're there, it's just having fun and chilling and relaxing, and it's just so peaceful. So that's a good place.
We have a lot of books. There's a game we really like. I know it's not a book, but what is that game called? The rat race game or whatever.
Yeah.
Cash flow?
Cash flow, yeah.
We love that game. And obviously we love Rich Dad Poor Dad. Buy Back Your Time is a book we really love.
That's been a game changer for us, which we knew a lot of that stuff, but just having, I don't know, the way he wrote that book, Dan Martell wrote that, was just awesome.
Great job, Dan.
Yeah.
We also really liked
the six types of genius.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that one is fantastic as well.
Such a
Really.
good-
And there's a
really good audiobook too.
a test that you can do, and it will tell you what your types of genius are.
Ooh.
That may or may not work out well.
I want to do that.
Get some ego involved. Well,
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was helpful for us because sometimes we'll debate about who should be doing what project or what role, right? And so that book really clarified that, oh, this is something maybe you're good at, but you hate, and it really drains your energy, versus it's okay for me. I'm okay at it, but it doesn't drain me. So I actually should be doing it, even though you're better at it.
but I hate it. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
So it's an interesting book, especially as partners. You want to take care of each other's mental health, and there are certain tasks that like make you want to pull your hair out. And so maybe we kind of had some switches around of like, well, actually, I think I should do that, and maybe you should do this. And so it really helped us.
Wow.
In that sense.
Yeah.
That's a really good take, because even though he might be really good at something, but it is so draining, you're depleted, that isn't the highest and best use, which is a good thought. Yeah.
And then as far as people, Rich and Kathy Fetke are like couple
life
goals
goals.
to us.
Yeah.
Well, that we've said that before too. They're
Yeah,
just the coolest. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just
All right. So other than Rich and Kathy Fetke, who is one entrepreneurial couple that inspires you, someone that you'd love to see join us on this podcast?
Who would you like to hear more from?
Have you had Tyler and Zosha on? Really interesting.
Working on it.
Okay.
Working on it.
I think it would be good.
yeah.
I think so too.
All right. I'll remind Zosha.
Yeah. Howard.
Yeah. Okay. So in just one sentence, what would you whisper to your younger self, which is, 10 years ago?
Do you want to go first?
I'd say, well, that's probably going to be similar to you. I was going to say, take action and be consistent.
I mean, that was, we have the same. We were talking about this earlier today, that a lot of times you're just going to learn and learn and learn, and you don't do anything with that learning.
Yep.
And I would just say, don't be scared.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Be educated in what you're doing, but do it. Just go for it.
Yeah. And you were telling me that, or you shared with me earlier, that you kind of have an internal.
Oh, yeah.
monologue.
I have this internal monologue that says everything is figure outable.
Yeah.
And so, as an entrepreneur, especially somebody flipping houses is like the constant new headache daily.
You're solving problems left and right.
So many problems. And there's never going to be a day where you don't have one of those like, oh, okay, another new thing we found in the wall. Like there's always going to be something. And so I just try to tell myself we can figure it out. Whatever it is, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I love that.
We have a family motto as well that we created, is just NOSSUMS never give up. And that's something that we've instilled in our kids a lot. And we'll hear them randomly say that. Like,
well, our 14-year-old wrote a song about it.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's a very cool song.
We actually performed it at the Foundation's family camp.
Oh, I know. And we will miss you there.
Yeah,
I know.
We actually won't be there either. We're going to go to Europe, but we'll go next year. And we performed our song.
Wow.
I want to hear it.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It'll be released soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll have to recreate it.
That's so good. Guys, we'll get you out of here on this, but we like to say we learn, we share, we grow. What is something that you've learned recently that kind of made you just stop and think and maybe just see life differently?
I think just like that our kids are always watching. And I want to be the person that I want them to be eventually.
Exactly.
And so they're watching and we're modeling everything that we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you guys so much. Mahalo nui loa for coming on and spending time with us. So much good content and amazing conversation. So appreciate you both.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is
For having us.
And if you guys, if people want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
I would say our Instagram, Awesome Nossum.
That's so good.
That's right.
Awesome. Awesome. It's the best.
Who came up with that, by the way?
That was 3rd grade baseball tryout nickname.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Like,
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. You married in.
exactly. I mean, it could have been worse, so I just stuck with that.
For sure. That's so good. Thank you guys again so much for coming on. You're the best. We hope you have a great day and hope to see you out here on Maui soon.
We'll let you know next time we come out, for sure.
For sure.
Okay, thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for being part of the family today. If you want a closer look at our journey through real life, business, and all the wild adventures, follow us on Instagram at Our Family Invest. And for free resources to help you on your own path, head to ourfamilyinvest.com.
If you like this episode, send it to a friend. And if you're feeling extra generous, drop us a quick review. It really helps us grow this community. Thank you so much for being part of our family today. We really, truly appreciate you.